My name is Andy, and this is Carol.
Hi, everyone.
We're both admission officers, and we hope to give you enough information to decide whether or not to apply to our school today. Okay, so our school currently has 21,000 students, which is also the number one students in central Taiwan. We currently have 1,400 international students enrolled and about 190,000 alumni, which will be very useful if you apply for a job. It doesn't matter whether or not it's in Taiwan or in another country. It will be much easier to meet someone who graduated from FCU. First, I'd like to show you guys our living quarters. The one you'll see on top is currently the one we remodeled last year, and this is the boys' dorm. And the one you're looking at on the bottom is the one we just built this fall. All of these pictures are real, and our students are currently living inside of it. Now, the ones you see on the bottom, which are the newer ones, also have a kitchen, a living room, where you will be able to cook or hang out with your friends there. The men's dorm you're looking on top is more of a conventional dorm room, but everything is all new, and you'll also have your own desk to study. Next, we'll be looking at necessities. So because we're right outside of, actually the night market is right outside of Feng Chia, our Feng Chia night market, which is pretty famous. You'll be able to buy all your clothes, your food there, and department stores, convenience stores are all about 15 minutes away. So in case you need to grab something or buy something a bit high tier than a night market value, then there you go. You have many choices to choose from. We're also very close to the airport, the high-speed rail, and the railroad. It all only takes about 30 minutes to get there by car, by bus. And next, we'll be looking at our public transport. So the bus rides in Taichung are all free within 10 kilometers. And the good news is if you walk outside our school for about 5 minutes, you'll just directly see the sign of our bus, of our public transport. There's buses and the U-Bike. The U-Bike is a bike that anyone can ride. And the first 30 minutes of the ride are currently free. And then next, let's talk about eating at FCU. So there is this saying that in the 1 hour lunch break, you'll probably take 40 minutes trying to decide what you want to eat because there are just so many choices outside. It doesn't matter if you, at nighttime when the night market's open, there's even more choices. But don't worry, like in the daytime, there's still a lot of restaurants that are open. If you're not feeling it today and you want to have something really fast, we also have 3 7-Elevens in our school, and there's also McDonald's 5 minutes away from us, and also a bakery, as you see over here. And if you want to grab some coffee in the morning, there's also Starbucks. So next, I understand some of our students have, some of you have asked questions, and we're going to answer it right now. So what are the scholarships? There are currently 3 kinds of scholarships. One is the full scholarship, which is the which we give you, which is up to 120,000 NT per year, and then the half scholarship, which is about 60,000 NT per year. And then we have the living allowance, and you may be wondering, hey, what is a living allowance? In case you do not get the 2 scholarships on top, you also have the choice. You might get the choice to apply for a living allowance. We fund you for about 20,000 to 30,000 per year, which is also pretty great. You could buy food or anything with it. And your next question is, what are the master programs taught in English? Now, we currently offer 3 master programs that are taught in English: international business, foreign language and literature, automatic control. Now, just because these programs are taught in English, I'd still recommend most of you to take some Chinese classes beforehand, so you'll be able to make some more friends. And it will be much easier to fit into Taiwan. And the transcripts you'll need to submit are your highest level diploma and your transcripts from your previous education and certified language proficiency tests. Right? here you'll see a chart on what you need to submit depending on what you're applying for. So some of you are also asking about whether or not FCU provides Chinese courses for international students, and the answer is yes. It does not cost additional fees. We will teach you and try to let you be able to pass the TOEFL Band B or the Level 4. Does FCU accept? Yes, we do. We do accept the GED graduation certificates as long as you can provide a statement from your Ministry of Education stating that they accept the GED certificate and that it's the equivalent to a high school diploma. And then next, some of you want to understand more about the international, our bachelor's program of international business administration. It is currently the only bachelor program taught fully in English. All of their courses are in English, and it teaches you mostly about international trade and international business administration. And they aim to help students become business leaders with a global perspective. So they basically teach you how to incorporate all these skills into the globalized world. And it is currently the program with most international students. So if you want to meet other students from all over the world, this is actually a great choice. So when can you apply? We have the spring semester and fall semester. So the reviews, there's 3 rounds of reviews for the fall semester. You can all apply on these 3 rounds. First one on November to March. The second one is during March to April. And then the third round, which is the last round, is from April to June. And for the spring semester, it doesn't really matter. As long as you apply during August to November, you'll be fine. What are the programs taught internally in English? So I missed a bit. We also have a international school over here that has a 2+2 bachelor's program. But what it means is that basically you spend 2 years in FCU and the other 2 years at your designated school, depending on which program you chose. So for example, if you chose Purdue, then the next 2 years you'll be staying at Purdue, and you'll also earn a bachelor's degree in Purdue. You basically get 2 degrees for 1 program, and that is a great bargain. And then there's also the PhD program for civil engineering, water resources engineering, and infrastructure planning. These 4 programs are all offered in English. So, as I said in the beginning, you do have the language proficiency tests, and you score, and you take any of the tests listed in the bottom, and you score the score here. It will be okay to enter a fully English program, or you have the proof to tell us that you're a native speaker of the English language, or you graduated from a school where English is the language structure. Contact information. So for those who want more in-depth understanding of our student life, I suggest you to check out this QR code right here above. It is linked to our newest vlog of our Japanese student, Irina. You can check it out, and it will basically explain what it's like to be an international student in FCU. You'll also be able to sort of look at what clubs we have, what infrastructures we have, what the dorms actually look like. And if you want to apply, there's the QR code down here. And if there are any other questions that aren't answered, feel free to email me, Andy Wang, or Becky Yu, which is Becky Yu. This is Becky Yu. She's also an admissions officer. You feel free to email us any question you have, and we'll reply as soon as possible. Thank you.
好，那接下来先给线上报名的学生来提问问题。我这边有收集了一些问题。第一个呢，就是说，是否可以介绍或是建议获得奖学金的技巧
Okay, so there's no specific path to say I can we'll let you 100% get the scholarship, but I can guarantee you if you spend more time on your transportation material and give us your best, we will consider it. And we also value variation and diversity in your application. So if you try to show us that, you'll probably have a higher possibility of getting a scholarship.
接下来的问题呢，是否有给外籍学生提供华语课？若有的话，是免费的还是缴费？那缴费用是多少？
Yeah, it's free. It's free. It's free. We just talked about it on the PowerPoint. It is free. It is free, and we do offer the courses.
The school provides intensive Chinese courses here on campus, and all in the evenings or during the weekend. So international students, you don't have to worry about that. All of the courses are free.
Yes, but we do suggest students to learn Chinese beforehand because it would be easy to fit in and you also make friends much easier. Yeah.
好，接下来的问题就是说，贵校是否有接受 GED 的毕业证书呢？
Yes, we do. As long as it is certified by your Ministry of Education, we will accept it. You will need to provide the certification for us.
然后请问关于 International Business 的 program。
Yeah, it's okay. So our bachelor's program of International Business Administration, it's a program that is taught fully in English, and most of the students there are international students. So it is a great program if you want to learn about international business and meet people from different countries.
接下来就是学生要如何从机场前往贵校？
You will be able to take the high-speed railroad, and then you could get to school by bus, or you could just or you just take the bus from directly from the airport. That would also work. So both ways are fine.
学校是否有给外籍学生提供宿舍？然后一间可以住几个人？费用要差不多多少？
So yes, all of our dorms are open to international and domestic students, and the price will vary from depending on which dorm you're living in. For example, if you're living in the ones that I just showed you, the one on the bottom, the one we just built, and you choose the bigger rooms, it's going to cost more. It's going to cost about 40,000 a year, and the other normal ones will range from 13,000 to 23,000.
And usually, 4, 3, or 2 students share a dorm.
Yes.
是否可以请贵校推荐学生的生活费每个月大概要多少？如果要在逢甲大学念书。
So, okay, this is an average number, so it will vary depending on your personal spending, but usually it costs about 8,000 to 10,000 per month.
8,000, that's including the rent.
Yeah, that's including the rent.
If you live in the school dorm, I guess you just need 3,000 or 4,000 dollars.
Yes.
So it's quite convenient and quite cheap living in central Taiwan.
Yeah.
然后中文和英文的成绩需要多少才可以申请贵校？是否不同的科系会用不同的成绩来申请呢？
So for the English programs, if you score TOEFL ITP of 500, TOEFL IBT of 61, IELTS 5 in IELTS, or 550 in TOEIC, you'll be able to apply for all the programs taught in English. And if you don't want to take the test, that's also fine as long as you can prove you're a native speaker, or you can provide us with evidence that the school you graduated from was fully taught in English. Now, as for the Chinese programs, you'll either score a TOEFL Band B, or you score level 4 proficiency, or the new HSK level 6 will be fine. And again, if you can prove you're a native speaker or you graduated from a school that was fully taught in Chinese, that is also fine, but you'll have to provide this with the evidence.
接下来是学校春季班跟秋季班招生时间是什么时候开始的？
So there are 3 rounds of reviews for our fall semester. The first round will be during November to March, and the second round will be from March to April. The last round will be from April to June. And for the spring semester, there's only one round, which starts from August and ends during November.
So, which is this month. So
yes.
If students, you are interested in BIBA, the international trade, all taught in English, you can apply now.
Yes.
然后学校是否有选英文授课的课程？差不多有多少课程呢
？There are about eight programs all taught in English. The first one is BIBA. We just talked about that. And then we also have the School of International Business and Technology, which offers up to 4 programs. It's a 2+2 program. So you study at FU for 2 years, and then you study at the designated school you chose, depending on the program, for 2 years, and you get both degrees. So for example, if the school I chose is Purdue, I'll be getting a Purdue's bachelor's degree and Feng Chia's bachelor's degree. And there are 3 PhD programs currently offered in English, which are civil engineering, water resource engineering, and the infrastructure planning.
然后学校是否有给外籍生提供奖学金？如果外籍生想要申请奖学金，是要怎么准备的？
So as I said before, there is no specific path to getting the scholarship, but as long as you show us the diversity and show us that you prepared for this and you gave us all the information requested, you will have a chance to apply for the 3 scholarships I just talked about, the full scholarship, the half scholarship, and the living allowance.
在校内的交通是如何？可以是否有校车或是脚踏车还是摩托车呢
we're a very compact campus. It's not small in any means, but it's easy to cover. If you want to get from a building to the other building for a class, the 10-minute period will be enough. You probably only need to walk 5 minutes, and then you can take a restroom break or get some water before the next class starts. And no, you do not need to ride a bike in our school. But if you want to travel somewhere else, there's a bus station just right outside of our school. So that's really convenient.
最后的问题就是敬请贵校介绍贵校的特色或是科目的特色。
Yeah, we're a really diverse school. We teach a lot of courses about international business, international technology, and we're also currently the #1 funded private university in Taiwan. Now the fund comes from the Ministry of Education. Yeah, so basically we give back to our community with these funds. We built a lot of new infrastructure, including the dorms we just showed you about. Also a lot of new classrooms, innovative space where students can do whatever they want to.
I think that's very special because of the new learning environment. Students have discussion in class. And the school now is encouraging students to do a lot of hands-on activities. They're not just sitting there and listen to the teacher. They will make something, make something real. Yeah.
And we do care about the students' future after graduation. So we do offer a lot of internships. There are currently 1,200 openings and 400 companies to choose from. It doesn't matter if it's from a Taiwanese company or an international corporation. There are around 400. Yeah.
For us, it's very special because we have the connection with some companies in Thailand, in Chiang Mai or Bangkok. And the students, during their last semester, they can choose or apply for an internship program and then go to the real company, work for the company, and then learn some working. So it's very special. Do you have any more questions?
接下来请会场的各位观众来提问。Overseas Chinese students 要申请逢甲大学需要有什么条件吗？
As long as they have the Thailand student, they have the Thailand identity card or their passport. And for the overseas Chinese students also, they don't have to provide any language certificate. And for the scholarships and the department that can apply are basically the same.
ค่ะสำหรับนักเรียนชาวจีนพ้นทะเลนะคะสิ่งที่แตกต่างก็คือไม่ต้องส่งผลการสอบวัดระดับทางภาษาใดๆแล้วก็การเตรียมเอกสารเนี่ยก็ขึ้นอยู่กับหลักสูตรของทางมหาวิทยาลัยนั้นๆนะคะว่ามีอะไรบ้างถ้าหากว่านักศึกษาสนใจนะคะสามารถเข้าไปดูในหน้า admission ของมหาวิทยาลัยเฟิงเจี้ยในหลักสูตรที่ท่านสนใจได้เลยค่ะ请问如果最近要申请贵校去上课需要隔离吗？然后学校有提供隔离的宿舍吗？差不多费用差不多要多少？
If international students come here, but I think it's based on our MOE, our government's policy. So currently, the school will pay half for international students. Okay, you have to
Quarantine for 14 days.
Yeah, quarantine for 14 days when you arrive, and then the accommodation will cost around 2,500 per day to 3,500 per day. But the school, Feng Chia University, will pay half for you, so you don't have to worry about that.
ค่ะสำหรับถ้าหากว่านักศึกษานะคะสนใจที่จะไปศึกษาต่อที่มหาลัยเฟิงเจี้ยนะคะตรงนี้จะขึ้นอยู่กับรัฐบาลและทางกระทรวงศึกษาธิการไต้หวันนะคะซึ่งจะต้องไปกักตัวเป็นเวลา14วันและค่าใช้จ่ายสำหรับที่พักที่กักตัวนะคะจะอยู่ที่ประมาณ 2,500 ถึง 3,500 NTD นะคะซึ่งทางมหาวิทยาลัยเนี่ยจะช่วยนักศึกษาออกค่าใช้จ่ายตรงนี้เป็นจำนวนครึ่งหนึ่งทุกๆวันเลยนะคะจนครบ14วันค่ะวันนี้เนี่ยทางมหาวิทยาลัยเฟิงเจี้ยนะคะก็ได้มอบหมายตัวแทนให้มาตอบคำถาม Q&A แล้วก็ให้ข้อมูลด้วยตัวเองเลยนะคะหากท่านใดมีคำถามสามารถสอบถามกับทางมหาวิทยาลัยได้โดยตรงเลยนะคะ
Can I ask some question?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
If I am not graduated from the famous university in Thailand, can I still be able to get into like master program and get a scholarship?
Could you?
As long as you have the certificate of your bachelor issued by the university, the Ministry of Education, then you, of course, you can apply for the master's program here in Feng Chia. And again, you still can apply for the scholarships here. As long as you have the bachelor's degree.
What is the main thing that you will
be looking at?
That you will.
It sounds like now you're going to graduate from the university in Thailand, and you are interested in studying in Taiwan for your master's degree, right?
Yes.
And you want to apply for the scholarship, and you want to know how you should be prepared, all the document. So here's our suggestion. First, you need to provide
to give me more opportunity to get a scholarship. How do I prepare myself?
Of course, it's based on your scores in your university, and maybe you have some other performances, or you have won some prize in Thailand, or you've made some projects, you've done some achievements during your university years. Okay, you can just show us.
Oh, thank you.
In the documents. Yeah, try to show everything, your strengths. And maybe you can speak a lot of languages, not just Thai or English, maybe some Chinese, some Japanese, maybe. You just show us strengths. And the reviewers, they will go through your documents, and of course, you will have a very big opportunity to win the scholarship. So don't worry.
Okay.
So welcome to apply for our programs in Feng Chia. Thank you.
我再跟学生强调一下贵校提供的奖学金有哪几类 สำหรับทุนการศึกษาของมหาวิทยาลัยเฟิงเจียนะคะก็จะแบ่งเป็น3ประเภทนะคะสำหรับทุนการศึกษานะคะก็จะให้ต่อปีเป็นจำนวนเงินทั้งหมด 120,000ดอลลาร์ไต้หวันนะคะแล้วก็มี 60,000 ดอลลาร์ไต้หวันต่อปีนะคะแล้วนอกจากนี้นะคะก็ยังมี living allowance ให้ด้วยค่ะแบ่งเป็นทั้งหมด3ประเภทนะคะถ้าหากว่าใครสนใจเนี่ยสามารถติดตามข้อมูลข่าวสารของ Feng Chia University ได้ที่หน้า admission ของทางมหาวิทยาลัยเลยนะคะช่วงนี้ก็จะเป็นช่วงที่เริ่มเปิดรับสมัครเรียนกันแล้วค่ะจากข้างต้นนะคะที่ทางมหาวิทยาลัยเฟิงเจียได้แนะนำไปใน PowerPoint นะคะว่าจะมีการเปิดรับสมัครนักเรียนทั้งหมด3เฟสด้วยกันนะคะ
So let me explain. We have 3 kinds of scholarships. The first kind, 120,000 NT dollars per academic year, which will cover all the tuition fees for the first year. So students, you are very lucky. When you come to Taiwan, you are the freshman. You don't have to pay for the tuition fees for the first year. You just cover your own living allowance. Okay, that's very good. And the second scholarship we do have is called half scholarship. That is 60,000 per year. So 60,000 NT dollars that will cover half of the tuition fees. Okay, so that's quite nice.
Yeah.
And the third one we do have here is that the school provides a lot of opportunities for students and that they can apply for the living allowance scholarships. Okay, and I think that will be around 20,000 to $30,000 per year. Remember, we just mentioned that if you study in Central Taiwan, Feng Chia University, it costs about 5,000, less than 5,000 NT dollars per month. The allowance 30,000 NT dollars. I think it will cover maybe 6 months or 7 months living allowance, which is also very good.
Yeah.
As long as you are well prepared and you can apply for the scholarships and you have a big chance to win the scholarships. So welcome to Feng Chia University.
Yeah, and keep in mind, although most of our, like 50% of our students get this scholarship, not all of you will be able to get it. And if you get the full scholarship, you won't be able to apply for the living allowance. And if you apply for the living allowance, you won't be able to get the full scholarship or the half scholarship.
We have more questions. Is there any international program for undergraduate?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do have international programs. We have the BIBA, which is the Bachelor's Program of International Business Administration.
And for this one, BIBA, you can apply now because we have some vacancies open for the spring semester and the deadline is this month.
Yes, so please remember to apply for that if you're interested. And then we also have the International School of Business and Technology. They are a in FCU and then 2 years in the designated school, depending on which program you chose. So
schools are in the United States and Australia.
So, for instance, if you got into Purdue, then you spent 2 years in FCU and then the last 2 years in Purdue, and you earn both. Yes, you own both bachelors. So
have 2 certificates.
Yes, you earn both bachelors. So I would say it's a great bargain. A lot of our students, after graduating from the programs, actually study their masters in the school, or they just probably find a job in the States. So if that's what you're aiming for, definitely try this.
So basically, we do have the whole English program in 2 areas. One, business. The other, engineering.
Computer
engineering.
Yes, we do have.